She's not better than you. She's just seen. I was in the middle of recording, camera on, mic set, quiet, and then my mom walked in. Not angry, not loud, just irritated. She said, "Paris, you know that girl I told you about?" I sighed a little because I already knew where this was going. She continued, "She's doing really good right now. Everybody's talking about her. And honestly, she's not even better than me." She paused, then said the part people usually whisper, "I don't understand how she is winning." That sentence right there, that's not jealousy, that's pain. She wasn't saying the girl was bad. She was saying, "I work just as hard. I care just as much. I might even be better." So why does the world clap for her and stay quiet for me? That question hurts because it makes you feel invisible and foolish at the same time, like you're missing something everyone else knows. She started listing things. She doesn't even do hair better than me. Her technique isn't cleaner. Her results aren't that different. And I didn't interrupt because this is where a lot of ambitious people live, quietly comparing, quietly keeping score, quietly wondering why effort isn't translating into recognition. Here's the part nobody wants to admit. Comparison usually starts when effort goes unseen, not when someone else wins, but when you feel overlooked. People don't compare when they feel acknowledged. They compare when they feel erased. And I could hear it in her voice. She wasn't mad at the girl. She was mad that no one was noticing her. So I asked her one question, not to attack her, not to lecture her, just one question. I said, "Mom, do people actually see your work?" She looked at me like I offended her. She said, "Of course they do." So I asked again, slower. "No, I mean, do people who don't already know you see what you do?" That's when the room went quiet. That's when it landed. She realized something uncomfortable. The girl wasn't winning because she was better. She was winning because people could see her. This is the truth people hate hearing. The world doesn't reward who's best. It rewards who's visible. Let's say it again, please. Being good in private doesn't pay. Being seen does. And when you don't understand that, comparison turns into bitterness. Because it feels unfair, but it's not unfair, it's invisible. Let me say this plainly. If someone is doing better than you, and they're not more skilled, and they're not working harder, then they're not cheating. They're visible. That's it. And the moment you accept that, comparison stops being poison and starts being information. Imagine two kids draw pictures. One hangs his picture on the wall, the other keeps it in his backpack. Which one gets compliments? Not the better artist, the visible one. That's life. I looked at my mom and said, "You don't need to complain about her. You need to let people see you." She said quietly, "So you're saying it's my fault?" I shook my head. I said, "No, I'm saying you were taught the wrong rule." She was taught that work hard and you'll be rewarded. But nobody taught her work hard and make it visible. That's when I said the line that changed everything. You're not losing because you're worse. You're losing because you're invisible. That's not shame, that's freedom, because invisibility is fixable. This channel is for ambitious business owners who are tired of watching less skilled people win while they stay unseen. You're not crazy. You're not bitter. You're just playing a visibility game with effort-only rules. In the next part, I'll show you how to stop comparing by making the right thing visible, so your work finally gets the recognition it deserves. Now let's move into part 2. Stop comparing. Start getting seen. Mom came back later that day, not angry, quiet. She said, "I can't stop thinking about it." I asked, "Thinking about what?" She said, "That girl. How fast everything changed for her. How people suddenly respect her. Then she said the sentence people never say out loud. It makes me feel stupid for working so hard. That's when I stopped everything, because comparison doesn't start with jealousy. It starts with feeling unseen. Let me say what people are afraid to admit. Watching less skilled people win does something to your mind. It makes you question your ability, your choices, your worth. And if you don't understand what's happening, you either complain, withdraw, or work yourself into the ground. None of those fix invisibility. I looked at my mom and said, "You're not mad at her. You're mad that no one sees you." She didn't argue, because it was true. Comparison is what happens when effort has nowhere to land. Here's the reframe that frees you. Stop asking, why them? Start asking, what are they letting people see? Because the difference between you and them is rarely skill. It's visibility. Two kids build the same Lego tower. One puts it on the table, one leaves it on the floor. Which one gets noticed? Not the better builder, the visible one. That's how life works. Let me be very clear and very honest. If you keep comparing instead of becoming visible, you will keep losing to people who are not better than you. Not because they deserve it more, but because they showed up where eyes already were. That's not arrogance, that's reality. I said to my mom, you can either keep comparing, or you can let people see what you already know. She nodded, because deep down, she didn't want revenge, she wanted recognition. This channel is for ambitious business owners who are done comparing and ready to be seen. You don't need to tear anyone down, you need to stop hiding. In this next part, I'll show you exactly what to show first so invisibility starts breaking immediately. No fluff, no hype, just clarity. How to stop being invisible without becoming someone else. You work hard, but nobody sees you. Invisibility ends when you show the right thing, the right way. After that conversation with my mom, the comparison stopped, not because the girl disappeared, but because something clicked. My mom said quietly, "So you're saying I don't need to change who I am?" I nodded. She said, "I just need to stop hiding?" That question right there, that's the real fear, because most people think visibility means being fake, being loud, being someone else. So let me say this clearly from the start. Visibility is not performance. Visibility is clarity. Most ambitious business owners are not scared of work. They're scared of exposure. They think, what if I look stupid? What if people judge me? What if I put myself out there and nothing happens? So instead, they stay quiet. They perfect in private. They wait, and waiting feels safe, but it's exactly where invisibility lives. Here's the reframe that changes everything. You don't become visible by showing more of yourself. You become visible by showing more understanding. Let me say that again. Visibility is not about you being seen. It's about people seeing themselves in what you say. That's the shift. Imagine you're lost. Two people talk to you. One says, "Hi, I'm really good at directions." The other says, "You look lost. Where are you trying to go?" Who do you listen to? The one who understands your problem. That's visibility. Let me show you the simplest way to stop being invisible. No systems yet, no gear, no perfection. Just this. Say what they're already thinking out loud. That's it. Here are some examples. You work hard, but nobody sees you. You're not lazy, you're just invisible. Hard work stopped working when nobody noticed. When people hear their own thoughts come out of your mouth, they stop scrolling. That's how invisibility cracks. This is why video matters, not because it's trendy, because people trust what feels human. When they can hear your voice, see your face, feel your calm, they believe you understand them. Video is not about attention. Video is about recognition. I told my mom, "You don't need to tell people how good you are." She smiled. I said, "You need to tell people what they're going through." That's when she stopped comparing, because she finally understood recognition doesn't come from being better. It comes from being clear. In the next video, I'll show you how to say the same truth over and over without sounding repetitive, so visibility finally sticks.